It's not easy raising kids with someone you're not married to, but when your ex starts dating a teenager, things get even stickier. This next story is quite mind-boggling, and you're soon to see why. What's up, guys? I'm Kate DeRocher, and for more drama, subscribe now. Yesterday, I told you all about Scott Disick and Sofia Richie's romantic vacation in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Remember? Right. Well, today I have another update. Turns out that it isn't just Scott, Sofia, and the puppy on the trip. Scott's two oldest kids are there too. Now, a fun trip where Mason and Penelope can play in the sun and sand sounds pretty harmless. But when you think about it, it's so not, and Kourtney Kardashian agrees. You guys, I've been to Cabo and it is party central. Not to mention that right now is spring break for a lot of high schoolers. So this means that the two young kids are surrounded by drunk, half-clothed 17-year-olds chugging down tequila on a beach with no parental supervision. Does that sound like a good environment for children? Your answer better be no. For Kourtney Kardashian, it definitely is, because turns out she is furious with Scott for bringing the kids along. Would you guys be mad too? Let's discuss below. A source for Hollywood Life said, quote, Kourtney and Scott had a major blowout fight over him taking the kids on a spring break trip to Mexico with his girlfriend, Sofia. If you don't think it's irresponsible for Scott to take the kids to such a place because of all the partying, then add on the fact that Scott's lover is young enough to be their sister, and maybe you'll finally see why it's so weird. And that's exactly why Kourt is so pissed. The source said, quote, Kourtney thinks it's entirely inappropriate for Scott to be taking the kids on international trips with his too young girlfriend. The extent to which I agree with the reality star on this one is through the roof. It's an absurd move for Scott to pull, especially considering Cabo is a place where he's thrown down one too many beers one too many times. The insider continued saying, quote, it is one thing for them to go out to dinner in Beverly Hills for the evening, but Kourtney was so furious when she found out their plans to leave the country for days on end to a place where Scott is notorious for getting out of control. I'm sure Scott and Sofia chugging down cheap tequila shots is exactly the influence Kourtney wants on her kids. Way to go, Lord Disick. This is a prime example of why both you and Sofia's families are against your relationship. How Scott thought this was a good idea is beyond me. I'm glad they're all spending time together, but seriously, those kids do not need to be in that city. What do you all think? Are Kourtney and I being too harsh? Does her reaction make sense? Let me know in the comments. For more pop culture news, hit the buttons to subscribe.